Hello and welcome to our live chat series of discussions under the title Hello Americas, What's Cooking? This is happening here on Facebook of ICA World every Thursday at 2 p.m. and is just a way for us to showcase what is happening on the ground, to share with our wider ICA community what is happening in the various destinations, but also what is happening in the world of associations. Today with me, I have Ligia Gonzalez from the Guadalajara CVB. But before we introduce her, I just wanted to thank everybody who is watching us live for joining, but also for those who are watching the recording. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. Ligia, welcome as a guest on our show today. We really appreciate you participating. And you are also the deputy chair for the ICA Mexico committee. So thank you for volunteering. And anything you want to share as deputy chair?
Thank you, Senia. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation. It's great to be here with you. It's been almost 5 months since this board ICA Mexican started with Jair, Rocio, Sandy, Aurora, and Gabi. And it's been a wonderful journey. We've done a very teamwork. And Jair is always looking for new ideas and new activities to do. And we are always putting input on that. So it's been a very nice journey through these few months. And I think we will have more information on the following months to come. But it's been really, really happy. And we did our first ICA Mexico Summit a couple of weeks ago, and it was a very nice experience.
Thank you so much. And your board has indeed worked super hard under the leadership of Jair. And I believe we'll even have some of his team on one of our future shows. Anybody who wants to say hello, please do so in the chat. We'll be streaming that in so Ligia knows who's been watching as well. And if you do have any questions at any point, please feel free to do so. Let's kick right off. We had last week Los Cabos here with us as a guest with a lot of positive messaging about the return of face-to-face events. I think you have also some positive news. What's happening in Guadalajara?
Yes, we are slightly and slowly going back to normal, if that's how I can say it. Since September, we've started with the first trade shows, and now it's becoming more usual, or the people are more comfortable coming back to this face-to-face activity. So we are almost getting there, with the safety protocols, with the social distancing, and with all these new things we have to do. And we are now confirming conferences, trade shows, very, very few social events. I think that's a little bit slow. And of course, we cannot have concerts only outdoors, not indoors. So this is becoming easier now that it's beautiful outside and we have nice weather. But we are slowly moving forward, and it's been a journey for all of us since, 14 months ago that everything was closed. But right now we are having more events and more site inspections confirmed for the second part of this year. So that's very, very good and green light for us.
And you had a keyword which you mentioned. There is some return of confidence for people to return to face-to-face events. What in particular are you doing in Guadalajara? I know we spoke with our members in Expo Guadalajara, what they are doing, but if you could just also share this with our audience, what are some of the safety protocols happening?
Well, the whole destination got together to put these protocols on handwritten and then like a formal format. And we got the safety stamped travel from the WTTC. but not only for the city, but the whole state of Jalisco. So that helped us for everyone to go on board with the same protocols. And then Expo Guadalajara got their own safety stamp travel. But hotels, restaurants, airport, transportation, we all were on board to start having these events as soon as possible. And of course, the government helped us because there was this issue between health and economic. So what should we do to move forward with this and not putting anyone in danger, right? So we've been doing protocols, social distancing, safety measures, lots of testing, and this been really helpful. Besides, now that everyone is getting slowly but getting there with their own vaccine, and this will have a better future or near future.
So you, as the Bureau, probably have played a huge role in getting all stakeholders together. Is that correct?
Yes, it wasn't only us. It was the Ministry of Tourism of the state, the Ministry of Health, as well as the Commerce of Chamber. And we also put on board the venues and some doctors as well, and the airport. And we were putting together all the pieces, not only by ourselves. It was a very successful work because it was a teamwork. And everyone put on the table their expectations and their concerns. And on this level, it was very easy to go ahead for everyone to start thinking, at least in hybrid events and not totally virtual.
And did you have any written guidelines? Do you have them available also in maybe English for those meeting planners wanting to organize meetings?
Sure, we have a website with all that information from the Jalisco state, but also we have at the CVB website. And every time we have a presentation or a fam trip or any concern, we share it with the people asking for. And every company also has their own. I mean, every hotel, every restaurant, and it's always available. And that helps a lot, not only to be written, but also to practice the real world.
So would you be willing to share any of those guidelines or those protocols and templates you have had with either your destination peers across the world, across ICA,
Sure.
but also with meeting planners? Should they just email you if they need something?
Yeah, go ahead, or through you if
Yep.
that's needed. And also I can share the websites, and if there's anything else I can be helpful with, go ahead.
Perfect. Excellent. And you already touched on one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. You said that there is some return of site inspections and fam trips. Those are physical, I assume, for the second half of the year?
Yes. Now it's getting more face-to-face. We've done virtual, of course, through all these months. But slowly, this first half of the year, we have had some site inspections, small ones, but the large part of the year, I mean, the second half of the year, it's easier for everyone, I think, and we will start getting more fam trips, site inspections, and face-to-face bidding processes. If nothing changes and if the travel restrictions allow us, that's the plan for the next few months.
And those meetings, are they more of national, regional character, or are you also having some international clients?
Actually, both. Of course, right now we have received only domestic and national site inspections and events, national and domestic ones. Some buyers from abroad, and of course, some suppliers and sponsorship from abroad. But now we are starting to confirm site inspections from other parts of the world, and some face-to-face as well bidding processes that we were holding to see what the new guidelines or the new status were. and they are expecting to come through around August and September. So it seems promising.
So, what are some of the international bids you are looking at? What are the years you are preparing at the moment?
It goes from 2022, super close, till 2026. I think that's the farthest right now. And it goes from sports, medical, some creative industries, IT. So it's very wide and different segments we're working with. And they are giving us the opportunity to invite them. And if they feel safe and if they don't have any trouble, they will come down.
And what is the biggest challenge? Because we know it's such an uncertain world, and especially with all those protocols in place, and it's a totally different situation now than 2026, for instance. What is the biggest challenge when you're talking to the associations who are organizing meetings so far out?
It's been super challenging. I mean, for everyone, I guess it's been super challenging. First, to start postponing events or canceling them and letting them know that we're here to help them and that we could do hybrid events, that we had the tools, that we have the contacts, that we could put together something. We started doing a lot of virtual things and different things we've never done before. But I think the challenges so far away, it's to be super flexible with everyone, and trying to do different approaches, like if it's hybrid, if it's virtual, if it's face-to-face, if we have social distancing seating, if not. So it's been super complex to adjust to all of this and not knowing what will happen even next year, but trying to make everyone feel safe, comfortable, flexible, and that we are here to help and to bring them in a very safe environment, and that we want their event to be very successful. That's the main goal.
Flexibility seems to be another key word next to uncertainty. But there's a good question from Glenn. He is asking, are sports events less restricted than business events?
I don't think it was less. We started having these sports bubbles. I don't know if you've heard about those, where all the athletes came without parents or without coaches, and they all got tested and they were in the hotel. No one could go out. And then we started opening stadiums and venues. I think right now we are having 30% of their capacity. And there's been smaller tournaments, and we're looking towards November or December to have a larger ones. But we're not having anything more than 800 people right now. And that's what we are expecting to have. But yeah, the sport bubbles have been like a big thing, and they have all worked. And Guadalajara has a very good sport-related area. So when we heard that the Olympics were going to happen in Tokyo, here everyone got on board and started working that we have to do something. We cannot stop preparing the people, and we should do something about it. So everyone went on board with that.
And which is a great segue into my next question. Obviously, you have adjusted your business models. What is something you would share with the viewers and with the audience? What is some of the tips, some of the changes, or some of the new inventions and innovations in digital marketing you have implemented?
I think not only us, but everyone has to have these new ideas and reinvent themselves. I think it's been really challenging for everyone. I mean, I didn't know about a lot of platforms and productions and stuff like that, and now we are working on all of those. I would say specifically on mice, we didn't have specific social networks for that area. So we created accounts in Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn that weren't totally related to Visit Guadalajara. Now they are called Meet in Guadalajara. So we were sending different messages to visit Guadalajara, but as well, you can come and have your event in a safely way here. And we're starting to open and stuff like that. And this is a small example, but we have had different campaigns. We have had to work together with drones, with the creative industries to hear what they will have as a different approach that we don't see. And it's been really, really, I don't know, challenging, but at the same time, very growthful for everyone. We've learned a lot.
Absolutely. And when we, before we started and went live, you were saying, "Ooh, this platform on StreamYard looks also pretty nice." And we are our own production company, which with just a click of a button, you can make it look pretty nice and easy.
Yes.
So definitely something to advise for people if they want to test and do some of those live chats and live shows. Bite-sized shows. That's something we have experienced also through the conversations with both associations and members, that it's much easier to digest those bite-sized sessions. Finally, let's wrap up. Anything you want to share with the audience to remember you and Guadalajara by? Something from your destination, something unique, a restaurant, an event, a recipe?
Thank you. Well, I would love to receive everyone here. I would love to show you around. But I would say Guadalajara is this mixture from modern and traditional. So you can find super delicious, fine gastronomy and restaurants. And you can also find these tequila distillery areas from many years ago. And we have this area that it's called the Silicon Valley of Mexico, where the creative industries are. So I cannot say there's only one thing. I would say lovely people, lovely weather, great areas to show you around. Of course, tequila is something everyone knows about here. And it would be lovely to receive you and show you around. But I will show you, or share with you a very great video we did with the mariachi, with the orchestra, and 40 drones flying around this in a very, very beautiful area in Guadalajara, which is World Heritage. So I will share that with you as a top of mind.
Great. And if you do want to share that, we can always add it as a link in our recording so people can actually press on it and have it directly. What a lovely sentiment to end our conversation on. Thank you so much for being our guest today. And yes, tequila definitely brought a smile to all our faces. It's early still in Portland, but
it's lunchtime here, so it's okay. You can have one.
It's definitely okay. Thank you all who have managed to watch this live. Anybody who wants to join us on the show as well, you can email me at xenia.p@icaworld.org. We actually have quite a busy and full schedule already all the way to 17th of June. And we will be joined next week by Stephanie Lynch from Explore Edmonton in Calgary, in Canada. So thank you again, everybody, for watching. Thank you for Ligia for being a guest on the show, and see you next Thursday.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.